Were you ever that 1 in 1 million? If so, what's your story? I've got the middle toes on both feet webbed, so did Stalin. Quack. Not sure if this is a blessing or a curse, but I'm an extremely tall human, 7 feet 3. Yes, really, not sure how rare that is. I am allergic to the cold, like literally I get intense hives, swelling, I pass out, and throw up. Doesn't even have to be freezing, below 45 degrees without a jacket, and I can't do it. I have to carry an EpiPen with me in the event that I drink something too cold or have a severe reaction. Edit. Thank you, kind stranger, for my first silver. I slept wrong one night and pinched a nerve in my neck so severely I lost the right side of my body. It just went silent like it wasn't there for months. I woke up in the worst pain I've ever experienced and couldn't talk, move or do anything. The doctor thought I was having a stroke. My doctor had never seen a case as severe as mine and it was purely a freak accident. Recovery took months, but I have use of my leg and hand again, with some numbness. Other than pain and spasms, I'm mostly back to normal. I was on Tinder and was talking to this guy. He was supposed to meet me for dinner. I texted him and no answer. Then I texted him on Tinder, said that he couldn't make it. However, I got a text back from the number. It wasn't the guy that I thought I texted. It was the actor Gerard Butler. I thought he was lying until he FaceTimed me. Nice guy. Edit. Well, I didn't think this post would blow up. First, I didn't go on a date with him. Instead, he lives on the West Coast and I live on the East Coast. I didn't keep his number because I respect his privacy. When he FaceTimed me, he was super casual and asked me why I was using Tinder and he wished me luck on it. I have an unknown type of autosomal dominant centronuclear myopathy. My type of it is so rare that they haven't even seen it before. Getting diagnosed was a multi-year struggle. They pretty much had to rule out everything else. It doesn't feel great to be in this club by myself. Countless blood draws, MRIs, CAT scans and a biopsy and genetic test. So far, it looks like my father and I are the only ones with it. Yay. Edit. Thank you guys for all the kind messages and support. I really do appreciate it. If anyone is going through the struggle of getting a diagnosis, message me. I can't help with the diagnosis, but I can help with the feelings. Second edit. As a researcher has pointed out, this isn't really rare. Just a type that hasn't really been seen in the population yet, meaning there is certainly more people out there, just not tested or diagnosed yet. In the future, I'll probably be 1 in 50,000 to 1 in 100,000. Sorry to make everyone think I was 1 in a million. I was in 2 separate car crashes in 2 separate cars in less than 45 minutes apart. Also, go you, Shark Boy. Edit. I wasn't the driver for either crash. First car was hit from the side. Friend came and picked us up. Car lost traction and we slid off the road and hit a pole. Neither was that bad, just poor timing. Got a rare but potentially deadly rash from a medication. I laughed when I first saw the bottle with the warning and said knowing my luck I'd get it. I did. Ended up in a burn unit with my skin sloughing off. Not a fun week. Edit. Holy shit. Big response. It's been amazing to hear how many people have similar stories and are taking meds with high risk. And for those wondering what med, it was Lamictal lamotrigine for me. Uterus ruptured into my bladder after birth of my youngest. It was 1/4 in away from a major artery. Nearly died. No idea on the actual numbers, but I was born with 12 fingers, identical extra digits on each hand. Edit. This blew up. So some backstory. I no longer have the fingers. My parents elected to have them removed shortly after birth. There was a video of when everyone found out, but my aunt has lost it over multiple moves. The fingers were functional and would have behaved as if they were part of the intended 10. I have a scar on each pinky from where they were removed. As an extra fun fact, my older sister had 2 extra toes that did not actually grow and show. They found this out in high school when she broke her foot and they went in for x-rays and found that she has extra bones in her foot that just never grew out into the toes. Edit. Too sorry everyone. I posted this then went to bed. Couple common questions. No, I am not from Alabama or the South at all. The fingers would have worked and bent and functioned normally. They had bones, muscles, tendons, blood vessels. My hand is shaped completely normal. The fingers were like a double pack of Twix where they are side by side. The only thing that it would not have been able to do was move sideways very far, as there was not a lot of webbing between original pinky and extra pinky. Fun fact number 2. This all comes from my dad's side of the family. My dad is born with 2 extra teeth and my sister and I have different moms. I'll try to answer any other questions that I did not cover in this. Well, I just woke up to a ton more questions. My parents decided to remove them to basically just save a child the hardship of being made fun of, which I fully understand. Kids can be cruel and I'm sure having 12 fingers is just ammo for them. The fingers were removed by being tied off, as others have mentioned from similar situations in the thread. And no, I don't have any proof other than the scars, but they're tiny. The bigger of the 2 just looks like a tiny mosquito bite on my left pinky. The right one looks the same but is not raised. Also, this is now by far my most upvoted comment, and now I'm going to be known as the 12 finger guy on Reddit. I was diagnosed with leukemia. I got a bacteria growth which killed the leukemia. A real 1 in 1 million chance. Edit. I almost died thanks to that bacteria though. Edit. THX for the silver and gold kind strangers. I had AFM, acute flaccid myelitis, when I was really young. It's like weak polio, if that makes sense. My legs struggled to keep me up and I was consistently collapsing. However, the disease wasn't discovered at the time, so I wasn't diagnosed. I was in and out of hospital several times a week, being tested for all sorts of bone cancers. When the disease was discovered, I matched every description of it perfectly. But now, I am running cross country and doing alright. The first one, I don't know about the exact odds, but I was born on the 7th of July 1977 and weighed 7 pounds and 7 ounces. Sadly though, I clocked in at 6:50 am. The other is that around the age of 14 I started to notice the outsides of both of my feet starting to get much wider. After a couple of years of buying expensive custom made shoes, they decided to perform surgery on my feet. Turned out I had extra muscle growth along with something else I don't recall at the moment. My podiatrist told me he submitted a scholarly article on it. May also have been genetic, as when my dad was 3, he developed an extra toe growing out of each one of his big toes. My ex was struck by lightning several times and lived. Died in a car accident though, so not as lucky as he claimed to be. I once guessed a 6-digit random combination on the first try. It was the only try I planned to give, as a kind of scratch pad whatever moment. I was struck by lightning while talking on a landline. This was in the early 90s. Lightning struck the telephone line and traveled through the handset to my ear. My parents drove me to the ear. I couldn't talk very well. My brain knew what I wanted to say, but my mouth didn't want to say it. I had a terrible stutter. My doctor told me that I had had a dose of good, old-fashioned electroshock therapy. My speech was normal the next day, but I get a terrible headache whenever a thunderstorm comes through. Edit. Or Tokyakamba edit 2. Thank you for the gold. Diagnosed with an extremely rare liver disease, primary hyperoxaluria. Some 300 people in the United States currently have it. Basically pass a lot of kidney stones and need a double transplant to fix. Edit. Whoa, just woke up to a whole lot of questions and support. Thank you all very much and thank you for the gold. Edit. 2 golds? Nice. Also, I should have been more clear. When I say double transplant, I meant kidney plus liver transplant. Edit. Sorry for another edit, but I really just wanted to thank every single person who replied to my answer. So many times I'll lose myself in my own mind and feel alone, and the fact that I received support from strangers helps me so much. Some people even offered to donate. Whoa, just wow. It's hard to express over text, but I will forever remember this. Also, I wanted to say to check up on the people around you. I may look like a normal person. I don't have tubes running from my body, my head may not be bald, but I still suffer mentally. And you know, kidney stones, haha. Just check up on your friends and family and make sure they are doing okay. Thank you everyone. I have completely unexplained hearing loss in my left ear. I had a cyst in it when I was 6, and the surgery to remove it and fix the ear was successful when I was about 12. I woke up one morning with a killer headache and ear ringing, and after 3 days it went away and so did my hearing. Doctors did multiple examinations and an MRI and they said it should be totally functional. It just isn't 1 in a million case. Edit. Word of warning to new Redditors. Don't comment on a post before bed. I woke up and now I know what RIP my inbox means. Edit 2. Thanks you blugs for my first gold. When I was a teenager I had just started working at the local Sears Auto Center Express Lube shop and on day 1 did a quick orientation and my first oil change. The manager walked away when he felt I was good to go and the oil change went well. Fast forward a few days later my manager asked me to come into his office and he explained that the oil filter I had used had one huge flaw. I didn't know what that was and it turned out the filter was pressed on backwards into the filter can and it wouldn't allow oil to flow in and it damaged the motor. They had to purchase a new motor for the person and I still kept my job. He said it was a 1 in a million chance that would have happened and it did on my first oil change. Thanks for watching. Remember to like and subscribe.